Very good morning to everyone. In this lecture CS8601 mobile computing, today we are going to discuss about the topic multiple access control protocols. In all networks have more than one computer which is required to share the same data medium. So if the two computers simultaneously try to place the data into the wire, a collision can occur and data might be corrupted. That is, the shared channels and our transmission links which provide all user to access to the transmission facilities. It may be possible that two or more stations transmitting simultaneously, it causing their signal to interference problems. To resolve these problems, a number of different control mechanisms or access protocols have been devised in order to handle the nature of local area network and traffic asynchronous time division multiplexing is used. The asynchronous TDM mechanism is further divided into the method of random access and controlled methods. That is a deterministic method. Now, unless a method is used to solve the collisions, if the data is to be sent over the network, we must find a way to meet the following conditions. First, inserting the data into the cable without conflicting with the other data, the reception can receive the data with relatively assurance that they are not damaged in the data collision during the transmission. Now, what are the set of rules that define a few data in input in the cable is called the accessing method. In different computers is different accessing method, then the network will fail because some method will dominate the cable. Generally, the accessing method prevent the simultaneous input of data to the shared transmission medium, that ensuring that the only one computer at a time can send the data. Access method keep organized the procedures for sending and receiving the network data. We can divide the multiple access protocols in different category. Now we can see the MAC protocols. The first one is a random access protocols and the control access protocols, and also finally the channelization protocols. First, the random access protocol, it access to the medium from many entry point is called a condension. It is controlled with a condension protocols. Each station has to be right to the medium without being controlled by the other stations. However, if more than one station try to send, there is an access conflict. Therefore, the collision and the frames will be either destroyed or modified. Now, the random access protocols, the first one is Aloka. These protocols was developed. This is a random protocol Aloka. These protocols was developed at the University of early 1970s. It was developed for packet radio network. However, it is applicable to any shared transmission medium. In a system, when multiple users try to send to other station through a common broadcast channels, random access or condension technique are used. The random access means there is no definite or scheduled time for any station to transmit. This scheme is simplest possible and it is asynchronous. It is asynchronous because there is no coordination among each user. The basic idea of Aloka system is applicable to any system in which an uncoordinated user are competing for the user of a single SAD channels. When a station sends data, another station may attempt to the same time. The data from the two stations collide and become interference will be occur. If two signals is collide, each station would simply wait a random time and try again. So we can see the collision process in the system A to system B. We can transmit the data frames in A and B. The original protocol is a pure Aloka. The idea is then station send a frame whenever it has a frame to send. Since there is only one channel to send, there is a possible of collision between the frames from different stations. Now we can see the station 1 and station 2, station 3, station 4. With a different time slot, we can transmit the station 1 to another station. The frame will be sending the different time slot. The pure Aloka protocol realize the acknowledgement from the receiver. When a user send a frame, it expect the receiver to send an acknowledgement. If the acknowledgement does not arrive after a timeout period, the station assure that the frame has been destroyed and resend the frame. Whenever two frames try to copy the channels at the same time, there will be a collision and both will be garbled. If the first bit of the new frame overlap with just the last bit of frame almost finished, both frame will be a total destroyed and both will have a retransmitter later. When the timeout period passes, each user waits a random amount of time before resending its frame. The randomness will help to avoid more collisions. This time is called a back of time. So the time period is equal to the maximum possible round trip propagation delay, which is the twice the amount of time required to send a frame between the two most widely separated stations. Let's all the packets have the same length and each required one time unit for transmission. Consider any user to send packet A at a time t. If any user B has generated a packet between the time 0 and the time 0 plus TP, then end of the packet PB will collide with the beginning of the packet. So, yes, pure Aloka packet, a station does not listen to channel before the transmitting. It has no way of knowing the above frame was already under the way. So this is conditions for pure Aloka. When a station send the data, it wait for an acknowledgement. And the second one, if the acknowledgement does not come within the allotted time, then the station wait for a random amount of time. It is called a backoff and resend the data. That is a backup time. The different stations wait for different amount of time. The probability of further collisions will be decreases. So the throughput of pure Aloka is maximized when frames are odd uniform length. Now the carrier sends multiple access That is a low maximum throughput of Aloka scheme is due to the wastage of transmission between the frame collisions. This wastage can be reduced by avoiding the transmission that are certain to cause the collisions by sensing the medium for the presence of carrier signal from other stations. A station can determine whether there is an ongoing transmission. The carrier sends multiple access protocols. It requires each station first to listen to medium before sending the data in the other stations. It reduces the possibility of collisions, but it cannot eliminate, only for reduction in the collisions. So it is possibility of collision still existing because of propagation delay. A station may sense the medium and find an ideal conditions only because the first bit sent by another station has not yet been received. So the complete section was discussing the multiple access protocols, multiple MAC protocols overview, and also the category of multiple access protocol, that is a random access and controlled access protocols and channelization protocols of FDMA, CDMA, TDMA, and also the how to the pure Aloka protocols to handle the data packets into the station 1 to station 2, and then what are the problems are arrived in this method of Aloka pure protocols, and how to the problem will be overcome to handle the traffic and collision avoidance in this method. Thank you for watching this video.